Edge opposed future WWE plans for the Judgment Day. We'll get into that in a second. Plus, a Raw star scraps his gimmick and returns to NXT. Meanwhile, an absent WWE star is debuting a new gimmick next week. It's all in the wrestling news right now. On this day, some would say he sees clearly. Edge, not a massive fan of things going on with the Judgment Day. What's the crack, Jack?
Well, this all stemmed first from a PW Insider report where they just basically said Edge has been officially moved to the babyface side of the Raw roster, which we could have reasonably guessed after the angle on Raw where the Judgment Day kicked him out of his own stable.
Rude.
But then Fightful Select elaborated on this a little bit more, saying, we can confirm PW Insider's report that Edge has been moved back to the babyface side of the internal depth chart as of Tuesday. For those that are asking if this move was reactionary to Cody Rhodes' injury, leaving a bit of a gap in the top babyfaces of Raw, they say, we're still working to confirm...
Oh, so sorry.
What's happened there?
That was my Siri going on.
Oh, we're working to confirm that. But
Siri's working to confirm that.
But it's, thank you, Siri. Oh, I shouldn't say the name, otherwise I'll talk again. But it seems more reactionary to the direction that WWE wanted to take Judgment Day in. So apparently Edge was in some way opposed to, well, I'll go on to explain. We're told, this is Fightful Select still, that WWE had mentioned taking Judgment Day a supernatural route, which Edge was said to have been opposed to. Word started to emerge in the afternoon hours ahead of Raw that a big shift involving Finn Balor and Edge was set to happen. So basically, it seems as though they wanted to go spooky direction with the Judgment Day, and Edge went... No. Well,
it was weird because you kind of felt that happening anyway, like with the purple lighting that appeared in the locker room with AJ Styles and stuff like that. So they were kind of hinting at it, but I guess they wanted to really ramp that up. Hope I'm not a fan.
WWE have had in the past few years, they've had a real obsession with spookiness at any time of the year, not just around Halloween, and I find it a bit odd, personally, and I'm inclined here to side with Edge, just purely on my own personal bias, but I like the idea of a dark stable with dark themes, but not necessarily one that's doing all of this modern WWE spooky cinematic-y stuff. I like the idea of them just being a bit gothy.
Yeah, you can do that without having to lean uber deep into the spookiness.
That's what I think,
We don't know how deep they were going to go, but obviously deep enough for Edge to go.
Whoa, yeah.
None of that. Fightful Select also says that the plan was indeed to bring Balor into the fold. That was something that's been planned for quite a while. However, it wasn't necessarily planned for Edge to leave the group long term. So it looks like they were going to make it a foursome. But I presume in reaction to Edge going, I don't like the spooky guys, they kind of went, okay, well, off you go.
I found it a bit weird in the old kayfabe as well, because just the night before, Edge had pinned Balor at the pay-per-view in that 6-man, and then Damien Priest was going, we need to get rid of the weak link. Edge, for the man he pinned, get in here. Like, it was just very strange.
I think somebody had said online that, or it might have even been yourself actually, that Rhea Ripley had saved Edge on a couple of occasions in that tag match.
She did, yeah. I don't know if it was me that said that, but yeah, she was like, yeah, that is true. She stood in the way of the coup de grace, for example. Yeah. So I get that.
So there's maybe a couple of things you could connect back to that one. But Edge no longer a factor, but you've got to believe this sets up Edge's programs for the summer against Judgment Day. And we talked about this yesterday. I think a lot of people were a bit confused as to why, when you've got a great talker like Edge, you'd replace him with Finn Balor, who, whilst is a phenomenal wrestler, in terms of talking, isn't up there with
He's
Edge.
not on Edge's level, no, yeah.
But here's the thing. I don't think Balor's been brought in to lead the group.
Do you think Damien Priest is leading the group?
It seemed like Damien Priest is now the guy leading the group. And it's weird to have I said this yesterday, it's weird to have like a veteran like Balor in a kind of lackey role to Priest.
But Damien Priest is over 6 foot tall and Balor's not. So
fair.
There we go.
I hadn't considered that. You can't teach
that. No, you can't.
That is very true. We'll keep an eye on stuff going on with him. I love the idea of, in my head, we're not going to get the Cody Rhodes turn up at Clash at the Castle in Cardiff, but I feel like a big match between Edge and Damien Priest.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Would get a lovely reaction from us lot on this island.
Oh, we love a bit of Edge.
We love Edge on here.
And he loves us.
He does. Now, we also love Apollo Crews.
Yeah, we do.
We do love Apollo
We do
Crews.
love Apollo Crews. I feel like he's been given not much to get his teeth into. And this story could either improve or worsen that, I suppose, depending on which way you look at it, Tom.
I think it's a strong start in terms of getting his teeth into something. He's got his mouth all the way around NXT now. He turned up as Bron Breakker, sort of said, who's next to come and have a go at this belt? Come and have a go if you think you're hard enough, for lack of a better term. And out came Apollo Crews. And what was interesting was the presentation. We still had the Apollo theme music in there. We had very standard ring attire for Apollo Crews. All the Nigerian royalty gimmick stripped away.
No Z's.
No Z's, no accent
Yeah.
either. When he spoke, it very much felt like they'd gone back to basics with the artist formerly known as Uha Nation, Apollo Crews.
Yes.
And this seems like a bit of a knee-jerk thing because I looked this up and he was on Main Event, I think just the other week, as Nigerian royalty Apollo Crews.
Yeah.
And I think overnight they seem to have gone, nah, forget that.
He also seems to be a babyface now because in the night he teamed with Solo Sikoa to take on Carmelo Hayes and Grayson Waller, who are both definitely heels. So it seems like he's a good guy now, and he picked up the win. And it seems, anyway, I guess, as though this is possibly a long-term move for Apollo.
Yeah,
it's not just like a fly-by-night visit like Natalia's was, for example.
Yeah, both Natalia and Dolph Ziggler sort of rocked up into NXT, did their bit, and then left again.
Ziggler became champion and then went, right, I've had enough, see you later. It was bizarre, but it was different, I guess.
You can have that back, I'll be off.
Yeah.
But with Crews, the way he spoke, like the fact that he had that showdown with Bron Breakker and said, hey, look, down the line, I'm sure we'll get a chance to fight. It kind of feels like Apollo Crews is going to be a bit of a mainstay in NXT.
Yeah.
Which I think is not a bad thing for him to do. Like, he's not done a lot on the main roster to the point where putting together the title for this story, I had to check what brand he was on. So that says something about what he's been up to lately.
I'd guess. Ooh, I genuinely don't know.
Raw.
Okay. That was, it was
title.
50-50, but okay, yeah.
Yeah,
yeah, it was. Good.
We are on a roll today. Are we, Siri? No, I've turned it off now. It's fine.
Okay.
So I think this is a good move for him. I think this is a positive move for NXT as well, to have somebody like Apollo Crews on the books who can put together some bangers with people and be like a bit of a player manager type person as well.
Fair enough.
Great position for him.
Another major thing that happened on NXT last night was the final of the Breakout Tournament as well, between Roxanne Perez, formerly known as Roxy on the Indies, of course, and Tiffany Stratton. Tom, who won the match?
It was only flipping Perez, wasn't it?
Yeah, good for her. She used to play 2K, and now her virtual dreams are becoming a reality, as her vignettes told us.
We understand that halfway through the match, she clipped through the ring.
Yeah.
2K20, darn it, memories, they leave them alone. Immediately after that match, we see a feud set up between Toxic Attraction, Roxanne Perez, Cora Jade, and Indy Hartwell.
Yeah, they formed like a Justice League against Toxic Attraction. Yeah.
That's what's happened. So we'll roll into that. We also had on NXT last night the revelation that we've kind of all known, but we had it confirmed, signed, sealed, delivered, rubber stamped last night. Who is Giovanni Vinci, Jack?
It's former Imperium member Fabian Eichner.
Yeah, there it is.
You might have seen the vignettes where there's a mysterious figure driving about in flash cars or wearing nice clothes and being very fancy. It's like a fragrance advert, kind of, with a voiceover lady going like, he is interested in nice clothes. I don't know. That's what
He
it's...
has a nice trouser on. Look at him, successful, delicate and elegant.
Yeah, delegate, both. Yeah, once. It's Fabian Eichner. Now, this is interesting in my opinion because he was first seen, I guess, by big fans of Imperium or big fans of Walter and Co. on the Indies, like Matthew, for example. They might have initially seen Eichner as like a bit of an imposter to the group because he wasn't in their group on the Indies. It was more Timothy Thatcher, but. Then he sort of was undeniable with his performances. He really, really became almost the breakout star of that group, just in NXT tag matches and the like. And then I remember even Matthew saying, like, I can't fault him. He's really on form right now. So it was a surprise when the other two were called up to the main roster. But this gives him a chance to, well, enjoy some singles action and maybe showcase a bit more of his personality as well.
I think that's probably good. This is really the best thing that happened to him. I think there was a lot of people upset that, as you say, when Gunter and Co went up and Ludwig went up to the main roster, and I was like, "Where's Eichner?"
Yeah,
and even Gunter, when I chat with him, was like, "We want Eichner up here with us."
Oh, did he?
He even said that. I said, "Who would you like to add to your group on SmackDown?" And he said, "Fabian Eichner."
Oh no,
fair. And then I said, "How's he doing?" He said, "He's fine." And I can see now why he's fine, because he's about to do his own thing on NXT, and more power to him. Best of luck with that. Twitch tonight?
Yes,
you're doing the Twitch thing.
I am alongside Owen Mawson. We are once again taking control of the Fabes Cultaholic FC on Football Manager. That is at 6 p.m. UK time.
Can we play you every week? It's a football chant.
Yes, it is.
Thanks, mate. Twitch.tv/Cultaholic. And we'll have more wrestling news throughout the day at cultaholic.com. Stay safe. Love you. Bye.